Hi guys, everyone mention your name in inbox, name, email ID, and phone number and college name. Also mention the chat box that you will provide the certificate within 2 working days. Guys, kindly everyone mention your name in chat box. I've shared the details. You just fill the details in the chat box. Chat box. Kindly everyone mention your name, phone number, mail ID to this chat box that we can provide the certificate within 2 working days. Guys, everyone mention your name, phone number, and email ID to this chat box that will provide the certificate within 2 working days. Kindly everyone mention it. Guys, everyone mention your name, email ID, and phone number, and college name. Mention the chat box. That will be provide the certificate within 2 working days. And everyone who have not installed the CMT app, kindly install it, and you can purchase the courses with the free courses also available and paid courses also available. Like you have a option is there. Like refer your friends, and you can earn the points. Or you can do, I'll send you the details in the chat box. You can go through that and you can download that CMT app.
Good morning, Mr. Naveen. Naveen, are you available? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, good morning. Mr. Naveen
Yeah.
is about to join. He's getting
Okay,
ready.
no
He's
problem.
available. He's getting ready.
Okay, fine, fine.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Yeah. Once you are ready, we can start. Yeah, Deepa, you take care.
Yes. I'm there here. I'll be taking care.
Very good morning, all. Am I audible now?
Yes, Mr. Naveen, it is audible.
बोलिए ना.
Yeah, good morning, audience. Please mute your mic. It's a kind request to everyone. Please mute your mic.
I hope it is good to go. Am I?
Yes. It is good to go. We can start the session.
Thank you. Thank you for your invitation, CMTI. I am
Yes.
Naveenkumar Nagipogu, present working as project engineer at Desapex, on Pharma Research Project Assistant at IISc, and I am also a team member at Construction Leaders. I did my BTech in Civil Engineering from IIIT Adjunct Valley, which is in Andhra Pradesh, Kadapa. I carry 4 years of experience. Let's jump into the session. Let me make it full slide. I hope it is clear now. These are the contents we are going to cover in this session. Right from the introduction of the BIM, what actually the BIM is, and how it got evolved, the key components, the BIM in AECO industry, and how the adoption of BIM is being done, and what are the challenges and solutions we can provide. Then what about the training and education when it comes to BIM? Then how about the future? Then we'll look into some case studies, importance of case studies. Then we'll take the question and answers. Before jump into the presentation in detail, let's look at this picture. This is
ये भाई
picture.
इसमें कैसे वीडियो देखता है?
This is the picture I taken it from the Geospatial World BIM under Digital Twin Strategy for Indian Infrastructure. If you look here, this is Government of India's road to USD 5 trillion economy. And it is mainly about national infrastructure projects and budgets. The figure is in terms of lakh crores, not simply lakhs or crores. It is in lakhs crores. We can understand how our government is ready to support the national infrastructure and how it is being ready to invest on the future of India youngsters. They are going to invest the money on the infrastructure. Doesn't mean only on the assets. It is also on the youngsters who are living in India, the Indian citizens. For sure, we can pursue our future in this field without having any doubt. When it comes to our key facts, our market is aimed to the third largest in the world by 2025 and about to achieve the USD 1.4 trillion by 2025. Then it is stated that 80% of Indian project owners, contractors believe that project risks rising rapidly. Note down this point. The project risks are rising rapidly. We know how our project management methodology works, how we deal with the projects, but the risk is constantly increasing. To mitigate the risk and to resolve the risks, what we have to do? For sure, there is more room for research and development and the innovative project management methods. It includes the building information modeling also, which we are going to cover. And 70% of infrastructure for 2030 is yet to be built. Don't get surprised by looking at the infrastructure the India is having now. The best is yet to come. It is just a teaser or a trailer. And it is estimated that with the help of BIM, and other documentation technologies, we can increase the productivity by 5 to 7 times. The 5 to 7 times scale is not a smaller, okay? It is very big. And come to what is BIM. Let me tell you in simple terms. BIM is a process which is a digital and which makes use of many software technologies and techniques and tools. We will be discussing more in detail in the coming slides. And the key features are collaborative. What is meant by collaborative? Yes, you are right, combined. Whenever people are working together, that is called collaborative. And data driven. It is not only just about the oral communication or verbal communication. It is also about the data. The data is not our opinions. The data is the collection of facts and observations over a period of time. Then it will be very easy for us to make a decisions and move forward in the projects. Then 3D modeling. I can say it is very critical part of the building information modeling. The 3D modeling involves developing of the models which are having both geometric and non-geometric information. What is geometric and what is non-geometric? We will be discussing more in detail. And information management. You know, we prepare a lot of documentation. We prepare a lot of project information, and we will be sharing to many people, either an architect, engineer, a civil, structural, mechanical, geotechnical, environmental, and a lot of vendors outside our project. Is that information being utilized properly? As per the statistics given by Procore Technologies, it is a company which is located in the US, and of course it's a multinational company. They released one data. According to that data, the 95% of the data is being unused, which are developing in the project. But with the help of BIM, each and every data we are going to generate will be used by many people. And we will be sharing to many people. And how we are going to share? It's not just through email, Google Drive, or a Dropbox. No, not like that. We will be having a perfect common data environment. We will be talking more about that. I hope you are able to see this picture. This picture will be talking about the BIM life cycle. Whenever we say a project, it is a temporary endeavor, right? A temporary objective, which we will be having proper start and proper ending. And in between, say a typical construction project will be starting from the inception or a conception stage, then planning, designing, construction, that is execution, then operation. Many people will be aware about this conception, planning, design, and execution. After the execution, say for example, one residential apartment, we planned it, we designed it, and we built it, and we hand over it to tenants or a contractor. What is going to happen after the handover? Definitely, people should live inside the building very happily and very healthy, right? For that, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning is very, very important. Where operations or facility management people will come into the picture. We will be talking more in depth about that. Then when it comes to evolution of BIM, building information modeling, before jumping into that, let's divide this term, building information modeling. Building, what is the meaning of building? Okay, someone said structures, and any other? Accommodation. Yes, and more? Okay, let me show you the slide. See, when it comes to the building, we are seeing it as a noun, right? But let's see it as a verb, building. We are building a project. We are building a building block that is a residential project, or we are building this marker. We are building a bottle. We are building an airport project. It is about doing the work. It is a action and information. In the project, we will be developing more and more information. We will take that into account and modeling. We are going to develop models which are having the information inside of it. It is not just a 3D model, unlike some other softwares are there in for 3D modeling, like we have 3ds Max, but that is not a BIM software. That is a 3D modeling software, but not a BIM software. We will be explaining more differences between just what is a 3D modeling software, what is a BIM 3D modeling software and all. So ultimately my point is, we are building something which is having an information in it. We will be developing a 3D model out of it. Let's come back to our evolution of BIM. Let me make it very simple for our understanding. Say, let's go back to our ancient times. If you want to represent your idea, how we use it to represent our idea? Yes, papers. Before papers, on walls, on rocks. Before that, okay, let me make it very simple. Say we started representing our ideas on the earth. Say on the beaches, many people will be writing your names, right? Just like that. And yet we started representing our ideas. Then slowly evolved to on the walls. From there, we did the setup of the blackboards and whiteboards. That is good improvement. After that, there is an introduction of CAD, computer aided design drawing, drafting, CAD. I hope you all are aware of AutoCAD, right? People who are used to prepare drawings on the A0, A1 sheets, of course, now also we are doing. But the shift which happened from paper to CAD have been very, very important. After
सर
the
हिंदी में नहीं बता सकते क्या?
in CAD, we are dealing with the 2D, the X,
Hello.
Y dimensions. Then after the CAD, we entered into 3D, X, Y, Z. I hope you all are aware of engineering drawings and graphics subject, right? Where they will ask us to imagine you are cutting a section at this location, what you will be able to see. In the building, information modeling, and without the models we are going to develop, it will be the action of just 1 to 3 seconds. We will be getting each and everything. To extract the sections or elevations from the model, we have to develop the model in such a way which is very explanatory, self-explanatory. Then from paper to CAD, CAD to 3D model, we got evolved. Then what next? Same, this 3D in terms of cloud. You don't need to have to sit at one place, how to sit in the office and work. Cloud will be there. You will be accessing the cloud and the data. Then you will be working from anywhere. That is the future. And what is happening in our industry is there are some players. There are some big players like Autodesk, Trimble, SolidWorks. I hope your mechanical friends will be more familiar with the SolidWorks CAD. Yes, Creo. Many softwares are there. You know what is happening? The work, whichever you did it in one software, cannot be seen in another software. This is called interoperability. Interoperability. Say you worked in the CAD, you want to see that in some other software. What if it is not supporting? You won't be getting the results, right? But the future will be it more easy to view the models, to see the data in whichever the software you want. Say you develop a 3D model in the Revit. You can see in some other software related to Trimble. you developed in the SolidWorks. You can maybe work out in the some other software Navisworks. This is called interoperability. Let's go to BIM in architecture. See, architectural people are very good friends of civil engineers, right? Do you know what architectural guys do? Can anyone tell me what is the role of the architecture people in our construction industry? Okay, someone saying interior designing, planning. Okay, see, we are having this, we are having this session both online and offline. When compared to feasibility with online people, you offline people are having more feasibility to just interact with me and get most out of me. You can tell whatever you know so far. When it comes to our project, when we go to top view and see on the ground, 3 players. Say, for example, 3 players. The contractor
Yes.
or a owner and the architect. See, owner. Say, I am the owner. I want a building to get built on my site. To whom I will go and contact? Architect. They are going to the people who gives us first design, that is architectural design. Of course, if our site is very vast, then surveyors will come into the picture. If we are going forward, geotechnical people will come into the picture. And on the other hand, architect is there, ready to give the result from the analysis of the site and the area and the requirements by the owner. Of course, if I am the owner, I will be telling my requirements, right? So, for example, I want to construct one more building for CMTI. The CMTI is a renowned training institute, so we will be accommodating more students. So I need classrooms. The classrooms with the best world-class interior design and the facilities, the tables and the projectors and the computer facilities and all. So the architect will be taking out all the inputs as per the client and will be giving the architectural design. And on the other hand, the electrical, mechanical, and fire protection, the plumbing engineers, all are there. All will be able to work with the help of architectural design. In our project, on the top view, owner is there, contractor is there, architect is there. Architect is playing very, very important role. You know how architecture people gives design? Earlier, they used to make a prototypes. Before prototypes, on the sheets, a plan, which building comes where and what is the capacity of the building and how much area this building is going to occupy. Like that, they design. They are not going to much in detail about what is the size of this beam, what is the size of this column. No, not really. That will be coming in the scope of structural engineering. Yes, we'll be talking more in detail about that. And when it comes to BIM in engineering, here comes the actual part and the core part. The engineers includes, say for example, we are sitting in a classroom. This is having some facilities, right? Can you tell me what are all the architectural elements visible here and the structural elements visible here? Yes, structures are columns. Okay. Okay.
Beams.
Yes, structural members, beams. Yes, and what about electrical equipments or electrical services?
Conduits.
Yes, conduits, electrical services or equipments, you can say. Yes. Our lights, our fans, our projectors, our generators, all this comes under the scope of electrical people, right? Of course, Say it is a medium-sized classroom, we are limited by facilities. What happens when we talk about data centers? Data center, you know, right? Data centers are very big. And some industrial buildings, their scope of the electrical engineers will be more and more. So many transformers, so many generators, so many electrical services. And when it comes to MEP systems, what are all MEP systems? And what do you see the scope of mechanical engineering people in our construction? See, the construction is about civil, interior, the architectural people, generally people say. Then where these mechanical people are playing the role? Can anyone tell me? Okay, tell me what is that machinery we are going to have in the buildings? Say, for example, take a residential project. Residential project. Yeah. What is the role of a mechanical engineer in our residential project?
Motor.
I already mentioned HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. With the help of the data, how many number of people are going to stay in the facility? And what about the movement of the people? What about the load of their exhaling or inhaling, the carbon emission and oxygen intake in the building? They are going to take everything into account and they will do some calculations. That is called load calculations. So we are experiencing air conditioning here. How we are going to get that and how much amount of conditioned air we are going to get that? What happens if it goes more? What happens if it comes down? And these are all things comes under the scope of the mechanical guys, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. And electrical, we already discussed. And plumbing, you know, without plumbing, we can't live in the facility, right? You are going into the kitchen, you are going in the toilet, and you are turning on the tap. You should get the
Yes.
water on the tap, right? What if
Yes.
you are in between activity in the washroom and you are not getting water? It's not good to imagine, right? Huh? There is a huge importance for each and everyone in this industry. That's why I call this industry as architecture, engineering, construction, and operations industry and allied industry. There is a huge scope for the people. Let's move forward. And in construction, say we are building a 3D models in our planning stage, designing stage. When it comes to construction stage, for sure, we are going to execute the work as per the design, as per the plan, right? What if we execute it wrong? Indirectly or directly, so much cost to overrun and the time overrun. Of course, when it comes to time, say for example, you did execution of one column or a beam in the wrong location. Now what you are going to do? Are you going to alter your structure as per that? Many times it is not possible really. Then we are going to demolish it. To demolish again, it will take time. We are going to waste the material there. RCC, the cement and reinforced members. Money again. Then we have to redesign again and reroute that. We have to transport that waste. See, how I want you people to think is just not limit yourself for small projects. Let's think in a bigger way, the big projects, where say you will be able to work on a 50th story building, 50th floor, and you are getting an error there. How you are going to get resolved? You have to communicate with both site team and office team, because office team will be dealing with the planning and designing. You will be coming under site engineering or a site team. The communication is very, very important. At one place, it happened wrong. You have to communicate with the office team. They will be discussing internally and they will be giving a solution to you. The time which is going to take there, time overrun, we are postponing the activity, and the cost to overrun directly. Say you allocated some resources on that day for that particular activity, but because of some external things, that activity got stopped. Then what about the resource? They will be simply wasting time there. You will be not getting productivity. Think in terms of the resources, in terms of the time. Each and every hour is very, very important on the construction site. You are not going to allow people to just sit there calmly and observe. You are expected to work there, not just for sightseeing or just be sitting there, because they are paying you. When it comes to our jobs, whenever we join in the company, they expect us to work, okay? We are not allowed to just sit there and do whatever we like. Like that, there will be so many things in our industry when we have to pay the price, okay? Nothing is free. We have to pay the price. And when it comes to construction stage, actually, we have augmented reality and mixed reality, virtual reality. Before the execution of work or before we are going to break the ground, we can take our 3D model to the on-site and we can execute that. You might have seen so many videos trending in the internet. People will be hearing some head-mounted display devices or simple spectacles, virtual goggles, and they will be seeing the building in 3D, in the air, on the ground, wherever they want. So what is happening because of that? Before building a brick on site, we will be able to see how our building is going to get constructed and where is what. That is the beauty of this. And moving forward, the BIM in facility management. What is facility management? As I said, operations. You know, we are sitting in a classroom which is well maintained and operated. We are having fans here. The room is very clear now. This is getting done automatically simply by room itself. There is an involvement of people. There is a schedule for maintenance. Say, for example, we have to open this room at the morning 8 a.m. and we have to clean this. We have to throw the dust away and we have to clean the curtains. We have to make sure the clean air is coming into the room and the people who are inside the room are very comfortable. It is all comes under operations, okay? There is a clear difference between a project and an operation. When it comes to project, what we said? Project. What we said? A temporary endeavor, which is having a proper start and ending. But when it comes to operation, it is not a temporary thing. Every day we are doing that. It is an everyday action. That is operation. It is repetitive, continuous. And when it comes to a big projects, say for example, airport is there. In the airport, so many services will be there, and there are so many operations. You know, the biggest operation or activity in the airport, the baggage handling system. You know, you'll be just giving your bag at one location, and after reaching your destination, your bag will be coming from some other. How it is all happening? Operation, that is maintenance and the management. Not only that one thing. What about the working staff in the airport? That is in the numbers of 100, right? 100 number, hundreds of numbers. How you are going to manage all the people and how you are going to allocate the work and the resources for them, and how we are going to assure, yes, the operations in the airport are going very smoothly. Everything will comes under the operation space, that is facility management. We are managing a facility. I hope you are getting my point. Yeah, this is all about the AECO in the BIM in the AECO. And in the coming slide, we will be talking about the benefits of BIM and the adoption in the AECO industry. Let's take a short break, nearly 2 to 3 minutes. We'll come back again.
Mr. Naveen, your voice is not audible.
Actually, given a break to 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
I hope now I'm audible to online people also. Could you please confirm?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Let's move forward the benefits of BIM adoption in our AECO industry. If you remember, in the key features of BIM, the first thing I mentioned collaboration. It's about working people together, not just offline, but in online also, we will be able to work collaboratively. Let's take a simple BIM software an example, that is Revit. Say there is a project going on in the Revit software. You are doing some work and you want your colleague or friend also want to help you. What you are going to do? In say you will be sharing a file he will be doing some work. And again, there will be two files, right? You are working on one file in your laptop, your friend will be working on in another file in their laptop. Then how you are going to take that everything into one single file? Of course, there are many options available to copy paste, but do you really think that is suggestible? When it comes to this building information modeling, the collaborative working nature means many people will be able to work in a single file parallelly, simultaneously at one time, however we want. Say there is a one big project that is having a left wing and a right wing, that you have one file. We will be having a local server or a software. We will be hosting that file into the server and we will be sharing that file to our friend. We can access that file to the server. Our friend also will be able to access that file from the server and can work. And there are options in the software itself for synchronization. Whenever we hit that button, other person's work also we will be able to see. Our work also they will be able to see. It is just a little example for the collaboration, okay, in terms of 3D modeling. When it comes to construction execution site, what is collaboration? Whatever the construction work is happening, that is being done or being built, that you will be able to see through online. It's not just like a WhatsApp video call, okay? Just turning on the camera and showing what is happening there. No, it's not just like looking like that. We will be having laser scanners on site and we will be having 3D cameras, I can say. There we will be capturing on site and we will be sharing that online to our clients or stakeholders. Then they will be getting to know what is happening on site. That is called collaboration. Ultimately, the many people are able to work on a single file or a project. They are able to get to know the progress. Then cost savings. See, ultimately, we are going to complete a project or going to work for a project to complete within the time and within the budget, right? And when it comes to project, the particular timeline will be there. It is not having infinite timeline. Particular timeline we have. The more accurately or efficiently we plan our schedule and execution, the more time we are going to save and the more money we are going to save. The budget. And time efficiency, streamlining project timelines. There are dimensions of BIM. We call these are as BIM dimensions. It is starting from the 3D. BIM 3D, third dimension, that is a 3D modeling. Then BIM 4D, the fourth dimension of the BIM. It is about the time. How about the planning of the project, the schedule of the project, and the allocation of resources of the project? In our schedule, we will be having all the activities and all the predecessors, successors linked to that activity, right? Which is first, which is second, and which is third. To go to third, first we have to complete the first and second. Some other 10th activity will be linked to our third activity. How we will be getting to know? See, present, I hope you all are aware of Microsoft Project MSP, Primavera, and some other Trimble or Bentley products, which are all dealing with this project planning and scheduling. How hectic it is to plan a project. I know personally some of the people who graduated from the NICMAR and RSCS, working in very big companies like L&T, Ofcons, Turner and Townsend, many companies. It is really quite challenging with the traditional practices. whatever the MSP we have, and some other Gantt charts, RX. Some people does this work in Excel. Do you know that? All these are traditional practices. And when it comes to BIM, we are having 3D model. We are having a schedule. Let's integrate our 3D model and the schedule, and let's simulate it. Over the period of time, what activity is being done, and what are all the activities being constructed on site, and how our project is going to progress over the period of time. Say for the next 2 months, how much amount of work will be being done. It will be shown, not just in words, okay? In our 3D platforms, we will be able to show over the period of time how our project is getting progressive. And there is a huge difference between words and actions, and a 2D or a 3D. Imagine a building is going to get constructed digitally in front of your eyes. How beautiful is that? Say first you are going to the site, you are excavating, the equipments will be presenting there, the vehicles will be presenting there, and you will be laying a raft foundation. You will be able to see how the concrete is getting poured on site digitally with the help of BIM. On the day 1, raft foundation, say for example, on the day 2, the plinth beam, or whatever it is, and the day 3, the scaffolding or framework, we can say, or May1 framework. Then going to cast what we are going to cast first on site after a substructure? Structural work, the columns. For that columns framework we need, what do we call that framework? Shuttering, yes. Even that shuttering also we can show in our models, in our 4D simulation. That is the beauty. And we can assign particular resource. Say for example, one day activity is casting the columns. Who is going to deal with that? Say Naveenkumar is assigned to cast columns on site. With Naveenkumar, how many people are there? His resources. Say on the day, 10 people are there as a resource to Naveen. But this work is being assigned to Naveen. So Naveen is responsible. If something is going wrong or something is happening, to whom should we contact? The single point of contact, that is Naveen. Each and every information we will be available on that, okay? It's not just about 3D modeling software, 3D model, the project planning, done. No. It is more about the people, process, and technology. With the help of these 3 components only, we are going to get success, okay? The people, we need people first, right? And the process. And to enhance the process, technology we are using. That is the beauty. Remember these 3 words, and you can use these 3 words in any interview you can like. People, process, and technology. Recently, I appeared for an interview and I used this. Of course, I got selected. Thank you. And when it comes to improved cost estimates, for the estimation and costing, how traditionally we are doing. Can anyone tell me? I hope you dealt with the estimation and costing subject, right? How you dealt? How you estimated? What?
Manual paperwork.
Okay, manually you did on the paper. Some people does on the paper PDFs. Some people does it directly on the CAD. Then what more?
Using Excel.
Okay, using Excel sheet and more
Brewsoft,
from online team.
Brewsoft is like MSP,
Yes,
Primavera.
yes. There are many and many in the market. Let me tell you from the BIM point of view in the industry. People are preferring iCostics. There is a software, iCostics. for cost estimate and analysis. You know, for all these benefits, we should act very carefully. We should act proactively. The 3D model which we are going to develop, which we are going to create, should develop or should model in such a way by keeping constructability in mind. Constructability, what is the meaning of constructability? Or construction feasibility? Should understand the nature of construction projects, should understand on-site challenges, should understand first drawings. So we are not going to first cast the beams and then columns foundation. Not right. Not really. We are not going to do that. Similarly, in developing 3D model, when it comes to BIM, you will be developing from the scratch. No one is going to model the columns and beams directly just because we have so many options in the software. No. The person who is modeling or developing a model should have the constructability knowledge. Okay? So whenever we are developing a model, we are inputting the cost information also. For example, I modeled a wall from certain location to certain location. In BIM software, you will be able to directly get what is the area of that wall. What is the surface area of the wall? You know, right? There is a difference between the area and the surface area. And next thing, the volume. The next thing, what about the amount of brick it consumed? What about the amount of the paint or the finishes it consumed? And what about the unit rate of brick, unit rate of paint or a finish? These all information we are going to input in the BIM model. Then only we will call it the BIM model, okay? If we just simply create a solid block there, and if we call wall, it is called a BIM model. No, we are not going to accept it. The proper BIM model, the building information model, will be having all this information, okay? And sometimes it's based upon the client requirement. Say, for example, client will come and say, I don't want that much level of detail, okay? I just want how my building looks like. Walls, columns, beams, a roof, that's it. I don't want all this information. That's fine. We will do in that way also. But whenever we are calling one model as a BIM model, it will be having all this information, okay? If you want to talk in detail, then we have level of development and level of detail in BIM terminology.
Hello, audience. Sorry for the interruption. The power in the trainer's place it went. So there are 2 minutes. He will join back.
Okay, ma'am.
Power got interrupted. So we are connecting to UPS. Kindly provide 2 minutes time. He will be joining.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, yes, I will.
Yes, sir, you can start.
Online people, will you able to tell what you are seeing on the screen now?
Yes, sir, the screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. And when, yeah, what you are discussing about 5D, cost estimation and analysis about 5D. And I mentioned the software name iCostex and how we are going to develop a 3D model, right? And why, how we will call a 3D model as a BIM model, right? Whenever it's having all the information into it. Then communication and collaboration. As I said earlier, we are moving digital. We are going digital. No need to sit on one place and work. From each and every corner of the world, we can access something and we can work. That is the beauty. That is called the cloud. I can say cloud collaboration. And for communication, we have so many platforms again. I hope you might have heard Autodesk Construction Cloud. Autodesk Construction Cloud. If you're not aware, then you better to know about it. Of course, I will try to throw some light on it. It is really very good cloud platform for all the ACO professionals. Many people are handling the projects. And we will be talking more about the business, how the BIM business is being done in India. And when it comes to some other countries, how it is being carried. We will be talking more in depth about it. Then let's come to the part implementation level of BIM. You know, in India, the BIM got appreciation or a recognition in 2000s. 2000s. See, I remember in 2002, if it got more popular and adopted by so many companies and started developing 3D modeling projects. Before 2000s, BIM was there, the 3D modeling was there, softwares were there, but in some other abroad countries, well-developed countries. Let's see how this is all happening and how the industry is adapting BIM and the countries are adapting the BIM. You know, when it comes to the BIM adoption in India, we are seeing a significant growth. Okay, and as I said, there is no technology or no tool or no uh, process or a technique which is developed overnight. Everything got developed or taken development over a period of time. Like that also, to recognize the BIM and to adapt the BIM and to be familiar with the BIM processes and technologies, it took them some time. And for sure, for the freshers who are coming into the BIM field, for sure they have to take some training, they have to take some guidance, and they should get familiar with the BIM. It is not only with the individual, okay? At the individual level, at a team level, at a project level, at an organization level, at a country level, at an international level, there is a hierarchy or there is a structure for the adoption and implementation. It is not so easy. And when it comes to this software expenditure and investment, this is also very huge actually. It's not easy. But it is better thing to do invest. So we are. Let's move forward. How BIM? Very good question. We will discuss that in detail. And when it comes to the global BIM adoption, you know, the global BIM market size was valued at USD 8.5 billion in 2022. Can you imagine the 8.5 billion USD? It's really not less, it's more, I can say. And it is expected to reach USD 23.3 billion by 2030. Where is 8.5 billion and where is 23.3 billion by 2030? There is a significant growth in expectation, right? And when it comes to India, it is more, it is actually more and more, because the international talent is there in the India, and we are the people who are traveling and who are getting settled at each and every corner of the world and providing services. We are exporting our people and also exporting our technology and intelligence. Let's take a count at some names of the big IT techs or big companies. Who are all the CEOs of the big tech companies? Our people only. And when it, Indians are everywhere. And our population is also not small, okay? Indians are everywhere. And I remember, as per the recent data, in every 5 members, Indian will be there. I heard like this and I read it. In every 5 people, one Indian will be there. And when it comes to the trend, first, this BIM is being conned or developed by the UK people and then US people. UK, the UK and the Europe, they are very actively involved in the BIM, and they mandated the BIM for their infrastructure projects, for most of the public projects. So in the market, they are the front players. The Europe and the UK people are very advanced. Right now, we are coming to know about the BIM. We are able to develop the 3D models and we are able to use the BIM in our projects. But UK and Europe people are there earlier before us. They are front people. And from them, we are learning, we are developing, and we are going forward. And now, do you know what is happening? Reverse. Now we are serving the UK or Europe people in terms of technology resources. For example, I'm working in a company where I'm getting a project, Sweden, Denmark, the Europe locations like Norway. Yeah, this is we call the Nordic region, Nordic. We are getting most of the projects from there, and most of the infrastructure is being built in foreign countries also. So what ultimately I want to convey is there is a huge scope. As long as we are going to construct a projects, going to give so much infrastructure for the public or for the private people, that much long time we will be safe. We will be using this all BIM processes, project management methodologies, and the softwares and all. And we have a star in on our planet, that is the Middle East. You know how drastically the development of the Middle East area gone? You just search in the Google how the Middle East was there in the 1980s or 1990s, how in the 2000s or 2022. Very rapid change. So much infrastructure. And now also they taken up projects. The line. Have you ever heard about the line projects? NEOM. In the NEOM, what is happening in our industry, and when it comes to our people also. You might have heard many people are migrating to Dubai location, the UAE locations and all. Why? Why? Particularly the civil engineers. Why? Because so much infrastructure is being planned and built in the Middle East area. And for civil engineers, there is so much demand. Let me take my personal example. There was my colleague, just worked for 1 year with me, and he is in Dubai now. Same doing the BIM modeling and the BIM coordination. That much demand and those much construction projects are being built. That much scope we have. And yeah, and these are all the data I got from various sources. It is not, I'm just telling from my own, okay? We are having proper data, proper proof for it from the Grandview research and Dodge data and analytics. And project type. See, infrastructure is a very large entity in our civil industry, right? Of course, we have residential, commercial, mixed use, energy sector, transportation sector, infrastructure sector. The infrastructure sector is taking very huge part in our construction industry. Then, when it comes to BIM software market, there are big players. There are big players like Bentley, Autodesk, Trimble, Dassault Systems, and Hexagon. These are the people who are designing softwares for us. Not only the projects, but also the softwares and also the hardwares. When it comes to softwares, can you tell me any one of the product from Bentley? Wow, Chat Pro. For each and every engineering student, the AutoCAD Chat Pro is very familiar, right? And more than that, any Bentley software, do you know?
3ds Max Road construction project.
Yes.
RCDs.
Yes, Ecosystem. Open roads we had previously, MX roads, I think. Open building designer we have, and open rail designer we have. There are many products. And when it comes to Autodesk, oh my God, AutoCAD, okay. Revit,
Revit.
AutoCAD, Revit, Civil 3D, Navisworks, and there are so many. You just type one word in the Google, you will be getting more and more, okay. For each and every discipline, they are all having the software. And when it comes to Trimble, and then, I mentioned software and hardware. When it comes to hardware, 3D laser scanners, 3D laser scanners. Trimble X7 is there as a leading 3D laser scanner. And the Trimble Sight Vision is there for augmented reality. Our industry is very big, okay? We should not limit ourselves to traditional practices, this planning, design, construction, execution, traditionally. No. We should make use of the technology. I heard a quotation earlier. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. That's true actually. But now, the guy who is having the knowledge of technology and how to make use of the technology will be both the hard worker and talent, okay? That is the importance of technology. We should be there. And Dassault Systems? No. There are many and many softwares, and when it comes to Hexagon, it is more oriented towards products. Hardware products. There are so many 3D laser scanners, 3D cameras, so many geospatial related hardware also there. It's moving forward. As per some data and analytics, 86% of construction firms believe that the BIM is essential for success. 86%. You feel it. I'm not just telling in oral terms, okay? You feel it. 86%. It is really more. And 59% of organizations that haven't yet adopted BIM believe they will be left behind if they don't do so. Say, for example, the freshers now. AutoCAD, Stat Pro are very basics in our academics. Yes, we learned it, we did some projects. And now when you come to industry, people are asking about Revit and Navisworks. You don't know about them. Then what is going to happen? You will be left behind. We don't want to happen like that, right? So we should know what is happening in the industry and what is the skill the industry people are expecting from us, and we should be okay with that. And then this is some of the source. And when it comes to challenges and solutions, not everyone is okay with the technology and software solutions. Why everyone is not okay? Because there is a risk of automation with the help of technology. Then people may lose jobs. We generally hear mass hiring is happening, some other IT companies and all. Recently we saw mass firing also, right? Mass firing also. Why mass firing has happened? Can anyone tell me? Why suddenly mass firing has happened in big IT tech companies? And in Twitter also we saw, right? Twitter, Facebook. Oh my God, so much mass firing happened in Twitter, right? Yeah, why it happened like that? Open AI, the Chat GPT, the Bard, the Mid Journey, the Microsoft Bing, and Copilot. What are all this? With the help of artificial intelligence, these are making some things automation. Then there will be a risk for the people. So actually, in my own understanding, of course, there will be risk, but to mitigate the risk, we should be able to understand how to make use of AI. Say earlier, we were doing the modeling in the Revit. We used it to take some work 3 hours. Now with the help of the AI, we are taking 1.5 hours. Now, previously we were working 2 people. Now I am working only 1 person. What about other person? And let's take a very simple example for you to understand. Whenever there is a flood or a tsunami or some other earthquake, how people will do analysis of that? Aerial survey. How aerial survey is being done in the traditional construction practices? A helicopter, a cameraman, a helicopter, a cameraman, a pilot for that helicopter. Now what is happening? There is no helicopter, there is no cameraman, no pilot. Now the drone is there. Of course, for the drone, pilot is needed, okay? Okay, drone pilot. There is so much demand getting increased for drone pilot. What is missing here? Helicopter is missing. Cameraman is lost his job. There are so many things like that. This is a simple example, okay? Simple example. At our industry levels, so many big things are happening. Then when it comes to training and education, see, it is not really easy to get a skill in one platform or in one software. It really takes some time. And we should be able to take the training, and to get familiar with the technology in the market, we should attend so many seminars, conferences, and workshops. That is the place where not only just delivering a content which is already available in the internet, but also we'll be getting answers for our questions from the industry people. That is the beauty of the webinars, workshops, and this, conferences, okay? And I really show more interest towards panel discussions. There is a huge importance for panel discussions, okay? I suggest our people, you people, to attend as many as possible. In my life, the biggest turn happened was the lockdown time. What happened in lockdown time? I attended more than hundreds of webinars and panel discussions. Then I come to know more about the BIM, and now I am in the BIM field and I'm growing in it. And when it comes to future trends, the artificial intelligence we are already seeing, and the cloud computing, AR, VR, MR, XR, blockchain technology, so much automation, so many things are there in the near future. And the integration of our GIS data into the BIM, and real-time data, that is we call digital twin. So many things are there in the future. And come to case studies. There are so many case studies which are readily available on the internet. You just have to be curious about the BIM and the case studies, and you just have to search in the internet. You will be getting it. And there will be so many videos also about the case studies. How they were in the beginning of adopting BIM, how they adopted the BIM, then what they did inside the projects with using BIM, and how much amount of time they saved, how much amount of cost they are saving with the help of the BIM. I will be explaining how these all things will be done actually. And I hope this session is going very well. Let's give some time for the question and answers. You can ask me the questions if you have any related to this BIM concepts and how our future will be there in the BIM as a freshers or job seekers. If you want to enter into the BIM, how you can.
Holders in BIM.
When it comes to stakeholders in BIM, in our projects we have architects, the designers, and the engineers, and the vendors. And when it comes to client side, client also will be having so many representatives. Client means it's not only one person. Whenever, as a vendor, as a consultant, we are delivering a project, then we may need to share the same information to many people. Then with the help of BIM and BIM platforms, in one go, we will be able to share this project data for many people, for many stakeholders. Stakeholders are nothing but the people who are involved in the projects, both from, say, client side, owner side, contractor side, and designer sides, and vendor sides. And we know in our projects, our delivery type will be like design, build, and the new thing is integrated project delivery. So in all things, we should share the data. If you want to share manually, then it will take so much time. But if you have a BIM platform, collaborative platform, then in some simple clicks, we will be share the data. I hope this is making sense how we are communicating with the stakeholders. And if any, yes. Okay, what is HVAC? I hope you are a civil engineering student or a recent graduate. If you have a mechanical engineering friends in your college, then for sure you could hear this word HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Say, right now you are sitting in a classroom, you have windows, you have some ventilation points, and for air conditioning, you have typically we call ACs, right? Air conditioners. Above that, we have AHUs, air handling units. How these air handling units are functioning? How into our building we are getting a conditioned air? How that AC is working, and how we are designing? And duct the rectangular duct, oval duct, structural duct. How the designing of these ducts are being done and why it is being done? For the transportation of the fluids, the conditioned air from one location to another location. This are all comes under the HVAC parts, the mechanical engineering scope. There is a huge scope. You know, I mentioned Revit as a BIM software, right? Have you ever opened the Revit software? In the user interface, what do you see? There are some tabs, right? Architecture. No, there is no tab directly MEP. There is a systems tab. In the systems tab, you will find everything related to MEP, mechanical, electrical, and fire protection. The duct, the conduits, the pipes, so many things. So that is the place where our some other engineering people will come into the picture. And for the civil engineering people, maximum there is architecture tab, there is a structure tab, there is a steel tab. There are some other tabs, and there are so many plugins actually. Yes, there is so much really in depth. Whenever we jump into that, we will be coming to know more and deep. This is how mechanical people comes into the BIM with the help of HVAC concepts. How our civil engineering people are dealing with that. I hope this answer is making sense to you.
Can you say, sir, about welding and PEB structures related to civil engineer in BIM?
When it comes to this PEB, pre-engineered buildings, and the prefabricated structures, in our BIM 3D modeling softwares, for example, in Revit itself, we have a separate tab for that. That is precast. And when it comes to traditional construction practices and our PEB or a prefabrication, there is so much difference, right? In the way we construct, we cast, or in the way we model. There is a huge difference between modeling a normal structure in the Revit. There is a huge difference between modeling a PEB structure in the Revit. If we get involved into projects, then we will come to know how we are dealing with the projects. And more automation can be done in the PEB or a prefabricated structures. BIM is more about the process. There are softwares which are dealing with the modeling and actual our 3D elements in the buildings. Either it is a normal building or a PEB or whatnot. I hope this is making sense to you.
Is the welding and fabrication is also included in BIM or?
Yeah, yeah. Excuse me for that. I actually not addressed it, right. Yeah, when it comes to our structural thing, still there are specific options for the welding. And in terms of welding also, there are so many types, right? I think it's arc, but so many things like that. Each and everything is available in our 3D modeling softwares. For example, Revit. Yes, in Revit, there are options. And for structures, there is a software called Tekla. Tekla structures. That is a very popular one. Automatically, you will be getting so many connections, so many steel structures, elements, so many welding options, so many connection options. This is how you can decide upon what kind of welding you can go for, and how efficiently you can design welding for the structure, and how optimum welding material you need. This is how BIM makes a sense in that. I hope I answered your question. Yes. So geometric and non-geometric information. For example, we have a building. The building is having so many elements. For example, here we have a wall, we have a column, we have a beam. All these are having a geometry or no? Geometry, a shape of an object, having some dimensions. That is geometry. How it is looking like. Then when it comes to non-geometric, what do we call that? What is that? Uh, Say, for example, I already mentioned about the wall, right? Wall is having some geometry like a rectangular wall. How many layers it has? What are all those layers? What is the material of the wall core part? What is the material of that wall paint or wall layers or wall finish? And who is uh, casting that wall or who is building that wall on site? Who is responsible for that? Typically, a manufacturer, I can say. Say if you take a mechanical equipment, we call it as a manufacturer, right? Like that. Who is constructing that? What is the unit rate of that or cubic meter or some cubic feet of that? What about it costs? If something happens, then to whom we can contact, single point of contact? Every information will be there on the wall element, not on the already constructed wall, okay? In the 3D model. If you click on the 3D model, then it will be showing all the information. That is the beauty. And that is called non-geometric information. In the Revit, we have two things like a project browser and project palette, properties palette. In the properties palette, we will be able to see all these parameters, all this information. I hope it is making sense to you. Thank you. How
Sir,
tasks
how to use the BIM efficiently in the field, sir?
when we are talking about efficiency, the efficiency and the effectivity are somewhat interchangeable. But let me say, there is one thing called as productivity. Productivity, the output, the result is called productivity. Say we have some work, you allocated 2 resources and it should go for 5 hours. Within the 5 hours, that 2 persons will be able to do that work. What if the 2 people are able to do that work in 3 hours? Remaining 2 hours are bonus. Very safe side we are, right? We are saving there, we are saving time there. Directly we are saving the cost there. And with the help of technology, we are making use of it. So what the point I want to make here is, we are getting the efficiency with the help of the process we are following and the technology or a software we are using it. Then cost of the people will be reduced. We generally pay people for the hourly basis, right? Say in terms of big projects days, we are reducing the project timeline by days. Imagine how much amount of money we are going to save. All this comes under the time saving and the cost saving, indirectly or directly, efficiency. I hope this is making sense.
Yes, sir. Sir, but in the execution, for the execution engineer, it is essential for BIM, or it is beneficial for the
Yes,
execution engineer?
yes, it is. Say, generally, on-site engineering people execute things as per the drawings, 2D drawings. Say they will be getting a PDF drawings or a CAD drawings.
Yo, Waimu.
Am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir, audible.
Say, for example, take a site engineer or some other senior engineer on site. They will be responsible for executing the work on site correctly within the time. They will be taking a PDF drawings or a CAD drawings as inputs. They will be studying the drawings. They will be understanding the drawings and they will be marking on site. And not everyone is engineer on site, okay? There are so many workers. there are so many vendors. For all those workers and vendors, this engineering guy has to go and tell, has to convey what he understood from the drawings and how we are going to construct something. When it comes to BIM, the 3D modeling, the 3D representations, you don't have to really study the drawing, stress yourself to understand the drawings, where what will come when we cut into section, what will be there, at how much amount of level we have to cast one beam. No, not really. With the help of the augmented reality, we will be able to cast that 3D model on site. Then you will be able to see directly where your columns will be coming, where your HVAC services will be coming. Then we can go forward for the execution. After the execution, we can compare that with the design. Is really whatever we executed is as per the design, or is there any deviation? If there is a deviation, is that going to impact on our future construction, on our MEP services? Say you casted a beam or a column at certain locations, the finished floor level to beam is we have 3 meters. But MEP designer given a duct design at a 3.1 meter level. Now the duct is going to clash with the beam. It is not a good thing, right? So to avoid this kind of clashes and the communication issues, coordination issues, because so many stakeholders, the BIM is going to help a lot. I hope you are able to imagine how you are going to make use of this BIM or a 3D model. Am I answered your question, sir? I hope it is making sense. Hello? And any more questions?
Sir, what is lean construction, sir? In 90, there are so many dimensions in BIM.
Yes.
In
yes.
90th dimension, what is lean construction, sir?
Okay, actually, there are dimensions BIM from 3D to 10D. I think 1000D also will come.
Yes,
But
sir,
so
yes,
far,
in future.
yeah. Actually, so far, we have recognition for 7D only, up to 3D to
Yes.
7D.
In
7D is for
India,
facility management, 8D is for safety, then 9D is for again the
lean construction.
prefabrication.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the lean construction. Lean construction. The motto of the lean construction is minimizing the waste and getting efficient work. So with the help of the processes we are using in BIM, with the help of software tools we are using in BIM, will be helping us. Let me tell you a simple example. The motto of the lean is eliminating waste, right? How they will eliminate? By planning very proactively, very accurately, right? With the help of BIM and BIM softwares, same work we will be doing. We will be able to work proactively. You will be able to plan and design and execute proactively with the help of very less wastage, I can say. How we are coming to get to know we are eliminating the waste. Say I took an example, a wall. How much amount of space is it taking, how much area, how much volume of material it is taking. Like this, we can extract data from the 3D model. Whenever we are getting the data from 3D model, yes, for our project, this much amount of brickwork is needed. This much amount of concrete is needed. This much amount of RCC members are needed. Then there is no space for the wastage. I hope this is making sense to you. Indirectly, this is called lean construction practices. I hope this is making sense.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, sir, it is also beneficial for the building engineers as well.
Yes. With the input of cost in our 3D models, the estimation, the costing, the billing, the execution, everyone is going to get benefited because already the data will be available in the model. We just have to extract it. And extracting this data is very simple in some clicks. Yeah, it is as simple as that.
Okay.
It is useful.
Thank you. Okay.
And my dear offline people, do you have any questions? Okay, you can ask me. Oh, after the session. Okay. And the online people, do you have any questions? Okay, let me recap what and all we discussed so far. We started with what is BIM, what is our AECO industry, and what are all things there involved in the BIM, how we can see.
Sir, what can do Solibri model checker, sir, in BIM?
Solibri model checker.
Yes, sir.
We are going to develop a 3D models, right? And that is based upon so many standards and
Yes, sir,
so
yes,
many
sir.
regulations and so much commission work will be there.
Yes,
And
sir.
when it comes to standards, let me tell you one simple example. For a kitchen in some area, in some locality, as per National Building Code, this is the minimum. When it comes to staircase, we have a thread, we have a riser, we have a minimum height required for the floor to floor height. It is differ from residential, commercial, hospital, educational building. You are developing a 3D model based upon the design, then who is going to validate? Yes, this design is right, this model is right, we can go for execution. And let me go in depth. We know technical due diligence, the building limitation study. Either this building is fit for renovation, fit for living, fit for tenants. How many people will be living inside? For every one of them, is it going to serve very smoothly? All these things can be done by Solibri model checker. We will be checking the model and it's like a verifying. We will be verifying the 3D model with the help of the Solibri model checker. Actually, this is also mostly used by the industry. Now they are researching and developing more and more on the Solibri model checker. Soon they will be launching their newer version and they will be releasing more and more. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir, is same as Navisworks, sir?
Uh, of course, it is more like a Navisworks, but having more features than Navisworks.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yes. And I suggest for the people who are already familiar with Revit and Navisworks, go for Solibri model checker. We have a bright future in that.
Okay, sir.
And with this, let me wind up. No, we are not going to wind up. The people are having some other plans. And let me give my just a glimpse again. I am Naveenkumar Nagipogu. You can find me over the online, our social media platforms. You just type my name or the search engine, you will be getting all my details. I do like sharing my knowledge, interacting with the students and all. And I will be also delivering so many webinars and workshops like this. And in fact, I am going to do that one in the near future. I will be very active in the LinkedIn, and I do have a YouTube channel for me named Naveenkumar Nagipogu. I will be sharing more and more amount of data there and information. You can check it out, and together we can do great. Of course, this is my motto and the slogan. Thank you for your time and hand over to CMTA people.
Thank you, Naveen sir. It was a wonderful session. CMTA team wants to say thank you for taking the time to give the information regarding the BIM. It was a wonderful session, and our participant got an idea about the BIM session. Thank you, one and all, for all your participating and gaining knowledge in the BIM. Here, I like to share a few more information regarding the programs conducted by the CMTI. The CMTI, we provide.
Yeah, excuse me. Divya, the screen is not visible. You can share your screen. Yeah, now it is visible.
CMTI provides construction management course, green building, interior designing, building survey, and digital construction, along with the knowledge of skill development. And do you want to update your knowledge and improve your skill? The CMTI will providing this for you. The course connect designed by experts from the construction industries. Course updated regularly as per the needed of industries. Training done by the subject matters experts from the industries. Gain your experience even before starting your jobs. These are a few posters regarding the course which are conducted in the CMTI. The BIM, the construction management, CACM course, interior designing and the management, the quantity survey and building engineering. Here, the CMTI, you can follow in some social medias like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. The YouTube ID, CMTI Construction and CMTI Industries. This is our Instagram page. The upcoming batch will be starting from December 15th. You can note down the numbers. For more details, you can contact us and we'll give the fully details about the courses.
Thank you all. By this, we can end the session. Wish you a happy weekend. Happy learning.